Hey, uh, welcome back, my dear showman. Showmen are the people who rock with me. Showmen are the people that are subscribed to this channel and they support my message. I call them my showmen. Welcome back to the Mr. Showtime Showcast. Okay, dear oh dear. um, I'm actually in a new location. Obviously, I'm not going to disclose exactly where, because that would be stupid. Yeah. Today's topic, we're going to talk about how Donald Trump, actually, there's more than one topic I'm going to be addressing and covering in today's show. But the main show is Donald Trump, folks, has become the first global icon to survive all three matrix attacks that was, explained by Andrew Tate. What are these three lifelines? Oh, well, first they try to smear your name in the bad light. That's your first lifeline. The second is they try to throw you in jail for something you didn't do. And the third is they take you out by all means necessary. And of course, we have witnessed Donald Trump survive all three of those matrix attacks. It is unprecedented what they've done to this man. And he's still standing. Some have actually described Donald Trump as actually being the first black president. America's first black president. Right? Some have actually gone far as describing Donald Trump as, America's first black president. Because he has multiple baby mamas, okay? He has 34 or 37 felonies. He has, the media has, painted him in a negative light. What some may call smear campaigning. And he got shot, just like Tupac Shakur, which would put him in the category of being a Pookie and a Ray Ray. He's black. He's a ninja. Trump is Trump is black. Trump is a black man, But yeah, wow, Trump is just scintillating. He is the enigma. Trump is something else. Trump is cut from a whole different type of cloth. Trump was sent by God himself to fight for the people, because lo and behold, the people that run the world, that would be the Jews, okay? The Antichrists. The reason why we call them the Antichrist, because they literally killed Jesus Christ. It doesn't get any more Antichrist than that. That's the quintessential definition of an Antichrist. So, the reason why haven't been doing shows is because, much like Andrew Tate, I have been away. I can't talk about it now. I can't talk about it in detail now because I have a case and it is still ongoing. But anyway, they tried to do me like Kanye West. They did me like Andrew Tate, and that's why I've been away for so long. But I'm back. The great Showstadamus has returned. When I mention Andrew Tate and Kanye West, do your research, you'll know exactly what I mean, okay? My goodness, 2024, I mean, there's a lot of us us red pillars who are really going through the most of it. And I never guessed that, certain things would happen to me because I'm not a relevant, well-known, at least not to the extent, content creator. I'm not that big of a social media influencer. But in 2024, but then again, I called it. And I said, hey, I have a video titled 2024. I called it. This year is going to be something else we've never seen before. And yeah, it surprises me that certain things have happened to me this year, but at the same time, it doesn't surprise me because I'm doing content of this category, red pill content. But anyway, we are us red pillars, man. We're really going through the most of it. Hold on, just a minute, folks. Just a minute. Okay, we're back. So yeah, as red pillars, we're really going through the most of it in 2024 because this is it. This might be our last stand. Candace, I heard I obviously heard the Trump assassination. Thank God he survived that. And there's people like Dan Bongino covering how the Secret Service were probably in on it because they allowed the shooter to enter that building and get himself well prepared for the deed, the execution. That fortunately it failed because had they actually, that assassination attempt where the bullet hit Trump's ear, that was divine intervention in of itself because my goodness, Trump was facing forward, and if he didn't turn his head, that bullet was gonna probably hit him somewhere around here. It was gonna enter here and blown his brains out, and we would be talking a whole different story. It would have been game over right there. Do you understand? So, God said no. And this is how you know that, God is, either it was God or his son, Jesus Christ, or he sent an angel to make Trump turn his head in the last seconds. In the last seconds, he turned his head and the ear just grazed his ear. If Trump had turned his head a second later, it would have been game over. He would have been gone. But thank God he's still with us. I heard the news and I was like, what? But then again, it was nothing that was unexpected. And yeah, I also heard that Candace Owens has been fired from the Daily Wire. The tensions were sizzling. Okay, the tensions were sizzling, and I thought that they would have a settlement, and they would settle it, bury the hatchet, because she and Ben Shapiro had a little spat with the whole criticisms of Israel and the Palestinian war, etc., etc. And of course, Ben Shapiro he's an Israel plant, a conservative. Just because he's a conservative doesn't mean that he's on our side, because Ben Shapiro is obviously pro-Israel first. He's not even pro-America. He doesn't care about America. Yet he was born in America. He lives in America. But he prioritizes Israel first. Which, people like Ben Shapiro, it would be nice to see them being deported, because if you're not going to stand for America and you live in America, then go live in Israel. been, go live in Israel, since your loyalties truly lie there with that country. Why are you living in America? So Candace Owens got dismissed by Daily Wire, and she has been doing her shows by herself, and she had another interview with Andrew Tate and his brother Tristan Tate, right? Uh, a much needed one. It was very interesting. I watched it, and Trump has been going everywhere. He's all over the place still, even though he got shot, and that infamous picture where he was posing, fist pumping in the air, saying "fight." Wow, Trump. I know there's been conspiracy theories of it being, staged, but Trump has all the support he needs, even from outside America. Why on earth would he stage this? You telling me that someone would play Russian roulette with their lives just to garner some sympathy votes? Come on. I mean, maybe you would. The people that expunge that BS that it was staged. Perhaps you are capable of playing Russian roulette with your lives, a bullet possibly hitting you and blowing your brains out. Perhaps you have you might play Russian roulette with your lives, but the average person wouldn't. Do you understand that? And neither would Trump. Yeah. And I just saw recently, Candace Owens has been now, her videos, a lot of her videos on YouTube have been removed. She posted that on Twitter or Twitter X. Hey, listen, I will forever call Twitter Twitter. Okay? I can compromise by calling it Twitter X, but just calling it X, not a fan. How can you just call a platform with a letter from the alphabet? X. Nah, no. And I'm not a fan of the new logo too, Elon Musk. Just my little opinion. The little blue bird was nice enough. It was fine as it is. But oh no, you just had to change it up, didn't you? And it's your brand. It's your platform now. You own it. You own like 80% or 90% of the shares. You are the boss, calling the shots. Fine, but my goodness, just an X? That's it? What does it mean? Hey, Elon. If that X is a secret symbol of the Nazi swastika, if you can confirm that, then I will support calling it X. Why? Because the swastika is sort of like it's holy water for the Jews, the Antichrists. Okay? Do you follow? Speaking of following, hey, make sure you follow me on Twitter. Okay? Twitter X. But Elon, if you can just announce it on your Twitter platform that the X it's actually a Nazi swastika. Okay? I'll support that, and I'll support that Monday to Friday, Monday to Saturday, and twice on Sunday. Okay? But I know you're probably not going to do that because you yourself have sold your soul to be rich. You have been seen out in Auschwitz, paying homage to the Jews, celebrating, the Holocaust Remembrance Day or whatever. Okay? That's where you get your money. You too, although you're free, you've given a free speech, you have pledged allegiance to the Jews. And another thing, Elon, look, I'll be honest with you. I'm not completely sold by the idea of you are totally, a fighter of truth and justice in this good versus evil battle. I'm not fully sold that you are totally free. Okay? Because I still have, this awareness that the powers that be, or I like to call them the Agent Smiths of this matrix, the Jews. The Agent Smiths will sort of like give us this perception that, oh, we still have hope. We still have, public figures that are on our side and they could still possibly save the day. Not really sold on that. Because of why? Because, you went over to Auschwitz earlier this year. Was it earlier this year or last year? Anyway, I can't remember. Holocaust Remembrance Day, where you play the Pledge Allegiance, and you and your son, on his back, play lighting the candle, in support of Jewish supremacy and whatnot. Which I'm pretty sure, there's plenty of celebrities who go over to, Israel. You know that wall? Is it the walls of Jericho where, they touch the wall, they kiss it, and then, scary enough, even Trump himself has been to Israel and kissed that wall. Ron DeSantis, Justin Bieber. I mean, that's how you literally sell your soul to become famous. Hey, you want to be an A-list celebrity? Yeah, okay, get some talent agents, some scouting agents, and then, they'll fly you over to Israel, and then you kiss the wall, where you probably denounce Jesus and curse him out, because the Jews hate Jesus, right? Nick Fuentes explained that perfectly. The Jews hate Jesus. You'd be shocked at the things that Jews really believe about Jesus. They say he's burning in Hades in a sea full of excrement and semen, because they believe that he's a false prophet and a blasphemer. Things along those lines. You'd be shocked what the Jews have written in their version of the Bible. And I'm not talking about the Torah. No. I'm talking about the Talmud. Look it up. Go on Google and type Talmud. Or go to my Twitter page at Mr. Showtime, right? At Mbuso P. Mhlongo. That's my real name. I just scroll down my timeline, down my timeline, you'll find it. Or you'll find sort of like a summary of what the Talmud is all about. Yeah. So I'm not completely sold on the idea of Elon Musk is what do they call this? This martyr for truth. He himself is a puppet. I mean, the Agent Smiths will allow him to seemingly save the day to a certain degree. And that goes for, even Ben Shapiro. You think that Ben Shapiro, he's red-pilled and he speaks against abortion and he's pro-marriage. Yeah, but when it comes to the topics that really matter, they glitch. They're like, oh, hell no. That's where they show their true colors. Hence the Candace Owens versus Ben Shapiro feud. Because Candace Owens talked about the Jews. She was, she explained how, Israel is, they're the ones that are, the terrorists, the real terrorists, because they're committing genocide, bombing hospitals, and then they frame that as if it's Hamas. But now the media says no, Hamas are actually the real terrorists because they're using innocent people as human shields from the terror from the IDF attacks. It gets deep. But remember, folks, these Jews, these modern Jews that are here, that reside there today, those Israelites, the Benjamin Netanyahus of the world, the Ben Shapiros, even though Shapiro resides in America, but these modern Jews, they don't belong there anyway. These Jews, modern Jews, they come from foreign land, such as Turkey, Greece, uh, Macedonia. They took over that land when the original Jews were uh, exiled into Egypt. And then we had the whole Moses freeing the Egyptians, freeing the Israelites in the book of Exodus, and then they came back. They found the Benjamin Netanyahus of the world. They occupied that land. They took it over, and then they called themselves the Jews. And then that's how you have this forever ongoing war between the Israelites and Hamas, the Palestinians, right? But even so, you can argue me that Hamas has actually retaliated, and then but what about what Israel did in 2014? In every conflict, one side, just like it's like a seesaw, one side will always weigh heavier than the other, even if it's by millimeters, centimeters, decimals. One side is wrong, is more at fault than the other. Okay? I mean, even with the human anatomy, your right hand is bigger or smaller than your other hand. This goes for everyone else. Your left ear is slightly smaller or bigger than your right ear. Your left leg is slightly longer than or shorter than your other leg. Nothing is 100%. I mean, one side will always weigh heavier than the other. But anyway, what else? The Tate brothers have been, arrested again. But this time they haven't necessarily been thrown in jail. It's just that they've been detained at the police station for like a few hours, and then they've been released on house arrest again. And of course, look, the text messages, the tweets, the things that they've posted back in the day, it is questionable. It is. I'm not going to deny that. It is questionable. Tristan Tate tweeting about how if you are age 30, that's the right age for you to sleep with women half your age, stuff like that. Yeah, I mean, look, it is rather questionable. And there's been people such as Owen Preach and Bruce Rivers, the criminal lawyer, and other blue pill influencers. They have taken that and they have ran with it. And I'm not saying they shouldn't. I'm not saying they're wrong. But this is not about Andrew Tate being right or wrong. This is about what Andrew Tate stands for, and if you challenge the Matrix, this is what happens. This is what happens. Even with Russell Brand, he used to be, on the blue pill liberal side. And ever since he switched over to the red pill side, allegations, lawsuits. Now, whether or not he's actually guilty of, sexual molestations and sexual immorality with regards to, women, that's irrelevant. Now people will be like, but if he's guilty, then he gets what he deserves. Sure, but I'm just saying that, my goodness, why is it that people that join the red pill all of a sudden they succumb to lawsuits and attacks from the Matrix, right? The Agent Smiths come off of them. It's not a coincidence, okay? It's not. That's why I say it's not about them being really guilty or innocent of those crimes. It's about what they stand for. They dare challenge the Agent Smiths, and now they succumb to the punishment. What's the punishment? Sexual allegations or other lawsuits where they can. Okay. In 2024, there's plenty of new presidents that were set. Wow. Jonathan Majors, man. Yes, I'm still shocked about what happened with Jonathan Majors. Wow. It just shows, man, that look, to anyone who thinks that lawfare is all subjective and it's all based on evidence, you're an idiot. You're still plugged into the matrix. You still have that plug at the back of your head and you're still laying on the bed with your eyes closed, fast asleep, heavily plugged into the matrix. With Jonathan Majors, there were video evidence of him running away. And CGA said it best. If the roles were reversed, if he was chasing Grace Jabari, he would have been gunned down in a jiffy. But yeah, man. 2024, man, has been wow. Oh yeah, the DNC. I haven't watched the Republican National Convention, but I've sure watched the Democratic National Convention on CNN. This is how the world ends. I just witnessed how the world ends. Joe Biden dropped out, pulled out of the race, out of the campaign, and now it's Kamala Harris and what's his name? Tim Walz. And yeah, Kamala Harris is said to be, the first black, although she's not really that black. She's the first black female president, potential president of the United States. And that is if they cheat the elections again, which we know they're gonna try. We all know that, but I mean, people want Trump to win. All of us want Trump to win. But is it gonna happen? It better. The Republicans better find a way, somehow, to prevent them stealing the election again. Because if they do, yeah, it is game over, like I've said before. Kanye West, oh yeah, still on that topic, Tim Walz is said to be the first bitch of the United States. Not the first lady, not the first gentleman, no, he's going to be the first bitch of the United States, okay? The first bitch of the White House. Because, we have this whole female power, woman power thing going on last year in August, which is not a coincidence. They plan and coordinate these psyops fittingly, in time. The DNC, Kamala Harris, the first potential female president, and the DNC took place in August, Women's Month. Okay? They are trying to, usher in these New World Order agendas at these perfect times, because if you criticize Kamala Harris, they're going to call you a misogynist because, it's Women's Month and, we're celebrating all the women of the world, women being, pioneers and builders, which that's all false. We're not builders of anything. We're not pioneers, okay? Women are not builders or pioneers of anything, okay? Women exist in a society, in a civilization that has been already established by men, okay? You can only be a feminist and you can only cry female power in a society that has already been built by men. Do you understand? So yeah, folks, little by little, they encroach on these New World Order agenda because because they can't just come out and say, wow, we're going to put females up there, the first female president, the first female seat. No. Even with Women's Month, it started with one day, International Women's Day, right? And then it was Mother's Day. It all started with the day. They just said, just one day. Can we just dedicate one day for women? Is that so hard? Is that too much to ask for? And then we gave it to them. And then, after a few years went by, they said, hey, instead of us just having one day, let us give them a whole month. I'm surprised they skipped a week, because you think they'll say, let's just dedicate 1 week, but they give them a hand, they take the whole arm. Give them an inch, they'll take a whole mile. Or as here in South Africa, we don't use miles, we use kilometers. Okay? So yeah. And then they said, let's give all the women of the world a whole month. Come on, is that too much? Is that too much to ask for? So it went from 1 day to a month. Wow, they skipped a week. Wow. The audacity, the gall. And you can guess what's coming next. A whole year dedicated to women. Now some gay ass F word faggot is gonna say, hey, instead of a whole month, guys, let us really up the ante. Let us dedicate a whole year for women. And of course, you're gonna see on Super Sports, channel Super Sports, and on SABC and all the mainstream platforms and CNN, they're like, this year is dedicated to all the strong women of the world, pioneers and the whole year. And if you have a whole year, they might go further. They might dedicate a whole decade to female power, to women. Do you not see the writing on the wall? Because I sure as hell do. I do. And if you're not careful and you keep allowing these psyops, you keep condoning these psyops, it's going to get worse and worse and worse and worse and worse. And the more you allow these people, when we try to check these NPCs and peons, these blue-pilled NPCs, and they're like, oh, that's not cool, bro. That's misogynist. That's old way of thinking, and we need to get with the times. That's what, yeah. That's how it all ends. When good men say nothing. When people allow these blue-pilled NPCs to shame us for trying to correct and keep things in check and in order. Credit to Elon Musk. He saved free speech. He saved free speech. But he is still in operation, I'm not talking about Starlink, I'm not talking about, SpaceX, the Neuralink thingy. That's what I'm heavily against. I mean, we have already have our smart devices trying to think for us, trying to suggest adverts for you, trying to control, trying to think for you. They're deciding for you what to think. We have the likes of ChatGPT, where there was programmed that if you ask them about Trump, hey, Siri or Alexa, by the way, if I keep those devices, those Alexa devices away from me, because I'm going to smash them with a hammer into a million pieces. We already have the likes of AI and ChatGPT. If you ask them about, okay, hey, ChatGPT, tell me why I should vote for Trump. Tell me positives about Donald Trump. It will respond by saying, I'm sorry, I am not allowed to, give any biased political points on a particular government figure, stuff like that, right? But if you ask them about Kamala Harris, Siri or Alexa or ChatGPT, Why should I vote for? And I would never. I know I'm South African, but even if I was American and I could vote, I would never. I'm just making examples. Siri, why should people vote for Kamala Harris? It will tell you that, oh well, Kamala Harris has come a long way in terms of breaking gender barriers, becoming the first female VP, and in a world full of misogynists and marginalizing certain groups. It will go ham. So it contradicts itself. It just gave you reasons why it shouldn't be lean to certain political sides of the spectrum, whether left or right, when it comes to Trump, when it comes to the Republicans, when it comes to the conservative right-wing movement. But when it comes to the left, it'll give you all the reasons why you should support Kamala Harris, women power, female power, LGBTQ, drag shows, all that. Under the guise of progression, the progressive movement, it's the right thing to do. But you just gave me a biased take on a government political figure. Why I should vote for them when it comes to Kamala Harris, but you just said no. You're not going to give anybody sidings on Donald Trump. Yeah, man. I've missed out a lot in the last 5 months. I've missed out on a lot. Actually, I've missed out on some, but I wouldn't say a lot. Maybe a lot. Okay, a lot is subjective. I've missed out on certain things. Fine. I've missed out on a lot, and I've been trying to catch up. Yeah, man. I saw Fish and Fit do interviews with the Hodge twins. And when I say Fish and Fit, I'm talking about Myron Gaines. Fresh wasn't there. And my goodness, you know these collaborations with the Hodge twins, they always ask them the same questions. Oh, how did you meet your Latino wife? And what is it? I mean, my goodness, even Andrew Tate, these Andrew Tate interviews are really starting to bore me. Because everyone asks them the exact same questions. Okay? These these interviews. Oh, so Andrew, tell us about your father, Andrew Tate. Well, my father was a chess master champion, and we grew up in Luton, London. After his father separated from the mother, and then they grew up in the worst possible. Like, we've heard those we've heard that 1,000 times already from different podcasts. Ask them something different. Andrew, what is the Matrix? Well, the Matrix is, the people, the superpowers that be, the censoring right-wing information. Yeah, we've heard that from previous podcasts, previous interviews. Same thing with the Hodge twins. How did you meet your Latino wives? Yeah, well, we met my wife. They actually, both our wives are actually Latino. And it's like, yeah, we've heard. Can you ask them different questions? If I were to interview the Hodge twins, I'll ask them questions that some people haven't asked them before. Okay? Such as, what do you think will happen if Trump doesn't win this? What do you think will happen if Kamala Harris will become... Okay, I'm pretty sure they've been asked those questions. But something different, my goodness. I'm not a copycat with some things. I'm not going to ask them the exact same question because I've watched those interviews. They've asked them about how they met their Latino wives. I'm not going to ask that. Why should I? Other people have already asked them. Why should I? Jeez. Ask them something different. Tell us something we haven't heard. So yeah, Candace Owens was finally featured on the Fresh and Fit podcast. And yeah, it was interesting. Finally made it happen. I haven't seen Joe Rogan interview Donald Trump yet. I've seen the Elon Musk Donald Trump interview. I've seen the Aiden Ross Donald Trump interview. Who else? Yeah, Joe Rogan, you're still waiting. You almost missed out because they almost assassinated Trump. And Trump, man, yo, stop playing with your life, fist pumping in the air. You had no idea whether or not that sniper was, reloading another bullet, and now you popping up your head. The Secret Service were, trying to cover you. You popping up your head and trying to fist pump. They could have, you could have been shot again. Jeez. And they still might try to take you out again. I hope they don't. Stay indoors until the election day. Speaking of, I saw the Trump versus Biden debate. I was like, what? Yes, the moment we've all been waiting for. The Trump versus Biden debate, the rematch. So yeah, it was okay. It was alright. It was okay. And now since Biden pulled out, because he's run out of batteries, now it's going to be Trump versus Kamala Harris. And what happened with Vivek? I've been trying to scroll on the Temple live streams. What happened with Vivek? Trump didn't pick Vivek as vice president, running mate, as VP. That was so disappointing. There's this new guy called JD Vance. Not even Ron DeSantis. JD Vance. Who is JD Vance? Things happened while I was away. That was a rather disappointing realization, at least for my side. I think for most people as well. Vivek wasn't picked to be Trump's VP. Hey Vivek, man, I'm sorry. Perhaps not this time, but maybe next time. Maybe next time around. If there is gonna be a next time. You know what Apollo Creed said to Rocky? There is no tomorrow. There is no tomorrow. It really looks like it. It really looks like there isn't gonna be a tomorrow. If Trump doesn't drain the swamp. I heard Julian Assange has been freed. Okay, I'm not sure whether how good or I'm not really clued up on Julian Assange. I think he was arrested for something to do with releasing CIA files, secret classified files, stuff like that. Just like what's this guy? What's this guy? I forget his name. Man. What's the other guy that ran away to Russia? Damn, I forget his name. Edward Snowden. Yeah, Edward Snowden. The name much like Edward Snowden. Yeah. Ran away from the US, from the America to, I think he's in Russia now, for releasing top secret files out into the mainstream. Folks, there are consequences to telling the truth, okay? If this whole shebang was easy, everyone would be doing it. But some of us, man, we've taken it upon ourselves to risk it all. To try and, get the truth out there. And considering my situation, I'm really going through some BS as well. But hopefully, it'll all be alright in the end for me and for everyone everyone in the Red Pill community and the manosphere who's going through tough times for for what we do, for what we stand for. And hey, listen, it's been interesting so far. It's been interesting. It is really heating up. It is really heating up. And more is still to come. Hopefully I'll still be around. Still. Hopefully I'll still be around and, breathing. Hopefully I'll still be around. Because they did something to my YouTube channel as well. I'm talking about, over at the YouTube ops. They gave me a strike on my channel as well. They did something to my YouTube channel and shadow banned. It's a form of demonetization. Surprise, surprise. Folks, if you get demonetized on YouTube for spewing red pill talking points, take it as a badge of honor. Okay? Yeah, I'll try. I'll also post this on Rumble, and I just wanted to make my first real show, since I've been away, and I am back. I do not know what the future holds for me in the near future. I don't know. I don't know what's gonna happen. I can only hope for the best, and yeah, if you've been watching this far, you are a true fan. You are a real showman, okay? Stay tuned, folks, because it is heating up. It is really getting nasty, and yeah, that's all I have to say for now, folks. Giving my takes on certain updates, and I know I'm late with certain topics. Yeah, of course, I've been away for 5 months. Okay, that's because they threw me in the slammer. That's why I've been away. But anyway, shout out to Steven Crowder with his live coverages of the elections. Well, the news updates, stuff like that. And yeah, man. Thanks so much for watching. And remember, the Matrix has you. Follow the white rabbit. And don't fall for the psyops. Thank you for watching. Cheers.